Namaste all, myself Spurti Kangod from VPS English Medium School Ramdurg studying in class 10. Today I am going to talk few words about non-cooperation movement. During our freedom struggle, the many movements have taken place. In that, non-cooperation movement was one. This movement was taken place between 1920 and 1922. So now let's see about the non-cooperation movement. Congress passed a resolution to hold the non-cooperation movement in its special convention held in Calcutta on 4th September 1920. Here, convention means assembly. One of the assembly or the meeting means the non-cooperation movement was started on 4th September in 1920. The aim of the non-cooperation movement was to educate the people about the British for their brutal killing. Means in ancient times the British were given too much problems to the Indians by making policies like subsidiary alliance, doctrine of policy, police system, civil service system and many other system and also one of the main system was the Jamindari system. By this the farmers were faced lot of problems. And now so apart from opposing the British rule in India, they wanted to prevent the situations like Jallianwala Bagh. Means in that moment most of the peoples were died. The aim of the non-cooperation movement is to stop this type of situation in future. And also apart from withdrawing the Rowlatt Act, they wanted reform in the political system which would lead to complete Swaraj to the India. Sure. Now let's see the main programs of the non-cooperation movement. There are total six programs are there. First one is boycotting schools, colleges and courts. Here boycotting means shutting out from the social and commercial in India. And also not only they boycotted schools, colleges and courts, they have also boycotted the election to the regional legislative bodies held according to the Act of the 1919. And also returning all the honors and the medals which were given by the British. In that time the British were giving some of the titles, means honors and the medals to the Indians who did achievements or something to the something profit to the British. That time the main program is to returning all the honors and the medals which were given by the British. And also nominating the members to the local bodies resigning from their post. And also all the government functions. In that time we have seen that the government was under the control of the British, so they have started many of the policies. In this moment they have the aim of this was to boycotting the government functions. And also boycotted all the government functions and also the foreign materials. Here foreign materials means the goods which were imported to the India from the British were boycotted. Means all the goods and all the goods were banned. Now let's see the main aims of the non-cooperation movement. As I have told earlier, the aim of this movement is to educate the people about the British because of their brutal killing, and also preventing the Jallianwala Bagh movement situation like in future. And also the main aim of this was to encouraging the activities of the handloom as well as the khadi. Handloom means the loom which is worked with the help of the hands. In Kannada we are calling this as a kai magga, which means kaiyindale madalpaduva magga. And also that time they have encouraged khadi, because when the British have entered to our India, they have adopted foreign cloths. That time the khadis were completely furnished, so they have encouraged the khadi also. And also they wanted to open the national schools in India, because that time the education in India was too much low. To develop the education system in India, they wanted to open the national schools. And also achieving unity among the Hindus and the Muslims. As I have discussed in the Khilafat movement, the Gandhiji had told that the British will withdraw from India if only the Hindus and the Muslims became united. Then only we can defeat the British. So this time the unity among the Hindus and the Muslims was very important and plays an important role in the history of the freedom struggle of India. And also eradicating the untouchability and upliftment of women by empowering them. As we have studied in social and religious reformation movement that there was too much caste system, sati system, and like that superstitious practices were practiced in India, and also the low class peoples were not importance to the society, like that the higher class peoples were thinking. In that time they eradicated untouchability because we are doing the because we were reforming due to our country, because that time the unity among all the Indians was important. So they have eradicated untouchability and caste system and other superstitious practices to achieve freedom for our India. And also upliftment of women by empowering them. As we have seen that there were no rights to the women as well as the low class peoples, but by this movement most of the women were started to participate in the freedom struggle and the freedom movement. It's all about the aims of the non-cooperation movement. Now let's see the major developments during NCM. Here I written in shortcut. NCM means non-cooperation movement. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are six major developments are there during non-cooperation movement. One of them was it is major senior lawyers. Here I have to write lawyer. Many senior lawyers like DC means Deshabandhu Chittaranjan Das. Many senior lawyers like Deshabandhu Chittaranjan Das, Motilal Nehru and Rajendra Prasad were left their legal procedures. And the next one is students have boycotted their schools and colleges. And next, many national institutions like Kashi Vidyalaya, Gujarat Vidyalaya, Vidyapita, Kashi Vidyapita, Gujarat Vidyapita and Bihar Vidyapita and Jamia Mizia Islamia Rashtriya Vidyalayas were established. And next one is Rabindranath Tagore returned to his knighthood. Knighthood means returning his dignity, means returning his sir dignity in India, because that time the British were not giving any importance or any dignity to the Indians who are scholars in our Indian literature or something. So that time in non-cooperation movement, Rabindranath Tagore has returned his knighthood. And next one is shops selling foreign goods were boycotted. Means some of the materials, not only some of the materials, many materials have imported to the India from the England. So that time in the non-cooperation movement, they have boycotted all the foreign goods that have imported to the India. And also in that time the foreign dressing style was there. So they have boycotted the foreign clothes also and burnt it down. And next one and the next development is the visit of the Prince of Wales in 1921 was opposed. In 1921, the Prince of the Wales have visited to India. That time, the Indians opposed his visit to India. So now let's see the impacts of the non-cooperation movement. First impact is some aims are unchanged and greeting to deep impact. Some of the aims that have taken in the non-cooperation movements are not successed, and this created deep impacts in the members of the non-cooperation movement. And the next one is the freedom movement became the people's movement, because all the peoples from the all the caste were joined together to fight against the British. So the freedom movement became the people's movement. And the next one is Hindu and Muslims unity was temporarily achieved, as Gandhiji had believed that if the Hindus and the Muslims united, then only the British will withdraw from the India. So that time, during the non-cooperation movement, the Hindus and the Muslims became unity. This was the temporary. And next one is freedom movement went beyond boundaries of the cities and entered to the villages. As we have seen in the chapter 6 of the part 1 SST, that 1857 Sipahi Mutiny, the failure of the Sipahi Mutiny was that this news was not at all spread all over the world, and the village peoples are not at all aware of this movement. So in the non-cooperation movement, the freedom movement, the news of the freedom movement went beyond the boundaries of the cities and entered to the villages also, so that the village peoples also started for the freedom movement, and eradicating the untouchability and the enter of to the public space were the notable achievements of this movement. That time the Indians were too much believed in the superstitious practices, as well as there were no rights or no dignity to the women's but in non-cooperation movement, the untouchability was eradicated, and the caste system also little bit eradicated in the society, and also the women's came out of the home and started the freedom struggle. This was the main achievement of the non-cooperation movement. That's all for this video. This is all about the non-cooperation movement. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind.